Hello, my lovely Leo friends. I hope you're doing well. This is Anna, and this is a message for you. Not everyone will resonate, so if it doesn't resonate with you, don't force it on yourself, okay? Well, that was a great shuffle. Let's try that again. And I'm gonna I have little pieces of cotton. I was trying to remove, my nails are a hot mess. I'm not doing anything on my nails anymore. I had put glitter thinking it was easier, and it's messing up my nails. So I'm gonna, taking off glitter is a nightmare. I know there's a trick, and I keep forgetting. I think you have to put another nail polish on top and then you remove it. I think it removes easily. Anyway, whatever. That's why I have little bits of cotton everywhere. And I still couldn't get everything off, so I'm still working on it. Alright. I'm just reshuffling everything to freshen them up. This is going to be the deck for your... I'm going to use this deck for your guidance at the end. This is going to be the deck for your opening overall energy. And then this deck is a generic deck, one of those generic decks off of Amazon. Spirit for Leo, what is the overall energy of the message they need to hear today? Overall energy here. One thing. That's two, honey. I'm gonna pick it. There you go. Receive. Whew. You are a kind and loving soul who constantly reaches out and gives to others. But now it's time for you to learn. That's jumping out at me, the learning. Learn. You have a hard time receiving. Maybe you're a people pleaser. You're like, oh, because it makes them happy. And if they're happy, I'm happy. But really, it's about making them happy, right? It's time for you to learn how to graciously receive. Just as with the ebb and flow of the tides, the art of giving and receiving is the natural law and order of the universe. Absolutely. Okay. So let's see what that's, if we can get more information on that. Spirit, I'd prefer 3 cards. I'll choose them if I have to. Oh, you want to come out. Wow. 2 major arcana in reverse. The Tower and Justice in reverse. And the Queen of Pentacles in reverse too. What's going on, Leo? Either it's you or you're dealing with someone who's very, I feel like that's you, honey. Sorry. Sorry. No, the Tower in reverse is a good thing. But there's something you gotta deal with. There's something you gotta work on. I'm one of those weird people. I believe that towers are a good thing for us because it shakes the foundation that is not working. It shakes your foundation that you've established that is not working. The foundation is not working. So it has to crumble the foundation so you can restart and create a proper foundation for whatever it is that you're trying to do in your life. So that just may mean you starting out on the wrong foot. You know, all these sayings, they all mean something. There's something that you're trying to avoid, perhaps, and you're not trying to make any changes, or you just putting blinders on, not wanting to look at something that you really have to look at. Maybe it is the people-pleasing thing. It could be as simple, and that's not simple, but it could be just as lighthearted of a message as, oh, you're a people-pleaser. You got to work on that, right? Or it could be something bigger, and only you would know how it resonates for you. You don't seem to have, I'm looking at a person here. I'll tell you who I'm looking at. And then you can figure out if it's you, if it's someone important in your life, because sometimes the energy is connected to energy. I mean, that's just the way it is. Maybe there's someone in your life that was very important to you, and you're absorbing it. It's maybe the purpose of this is for you to understand what's happening in that person's life. You know, you got to be flexible with readings. It's not as rigid as some people think it is. There's no rigidity in readings, at least from an intuitive reader, which is what I am. Okay. There may be some ego stuff happening here. I found that one of the words that jumped out at me here in the original card is graciously receive. There's a little bit of ego words associated with that. You're too full of yourself. You are focused on superficiality. You're focused on things that aren't as important as other things. I'm not saying it's you. Maybe it is, and that's something that you have to kind of process and figure out for yourself. Because if it is you, that kind of behavior just blocks abundance and prosperity and balance and harmony and joy and laughter. It blocks it from your life. The real stuff, it blocks it. I hope that's making sense. You may be dealing with some kind of legal issue. Some of you, maybe one. And it's almost like a little bit of a victim mentality. Like, oh my God, everybody has it against me. Oh my God, why isn't this working for me? You know, I'm the best. I do everything perfectly. And how come things aren't working for me? Is what I'm seeing here. Let's look at each card individually. I'm just going to clarify a little bit. That's Tower in reverse. You know, this could mean you're close to a Tower moment in your life. And because you're avoiding dealing with the realities of a situation. What would be a tower in someone's life? Having to do a bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is traumatic. I don't care what anybody says. In the long run, it may help or assist in some ways, but the process, having to come to the reality, oh my gosh, I have to do a bankruptcy, all of that. And then the process of a bankruptcy is traumatizing. A divorce, the end of a relationship, being fired or having to quit a job or leave a situation, stuff with family. There's a lot of stuff that could be happening there. And I believe towers allow for a transformation process. A cycle of transformation is what the tower does. It feels uncomfortable when it's happening. It can be painful. It can be all those things. Tell me about the tower here. It's in reverse. So you may need to look at stuff in your life to avoid the tower. I don't think it's avoidable though. There it is, the Wheel of Karma. It's just the cause and effect. It's the effect of whatever behaviors you are or are not doing. Action and inaction to me are the same thing. They both have a consequence. You can choose to not do anything, and there will be a consequence to that. Or if you decide to take action, there will be consequences to that. It could be good or bad, depending on what actions you want to take. It's almost like you're avoiding doing something because of fear, and fear is a trap. Fear will keep you stuck and lead you to a downward spiral. Okay? You have the strength. You have to develop discipline to be able to follow through on something. And I don't know what that is for you. I'm not going to be able to figure that out. But certainly, it feels like what you need to do is just push forward. I'm looking at someone that knows there's a tower coming, that knows that they're and they're trying to just la la la. I'm ignoring that whole part of my life. I'm ignoring it. I'm focusing on other things, but I know that this is in the background, and you hear it in your head, and you feel it in your spirit, in your body. You feel it. Increased anxieties, increased discomfort, but you're avoiding dealing with this fire in the background. And what Spirit is telling you here, if you resonate with that, is that it is inevitable, that it is something that you have to deal with. Is it issues in your relationship? Look at it. Try to have honest communication. If that's not possible, there's your answer right there. If you have a partner, if this is about a relationship, and you have a partner that doesn't willingly participate in open communication, there's decisions you have to make then, right? You have to start researching. You have to start figuring it out. You have to start taking quiet time for yourself and analyzing, what is it that I can do here? Maybe ask a trusted individual or do some research on your own if you don't want to share with anybody what could be happening in your life. But this is something that, and by the way, when you begin to deal with it, this is something that's going to make you stronger. This is one of those moments in life that happen, and they just, it's inevitable to make you stronger, because you've had to process things and you're having to change something in your life. Nobody likes to change things usually, especially when it's not a planned change. When life is kind of throwing it at you, we want to push back and we don't want to deal with it. But the best thing to do is to face it head on. And you are capable of it. It's telling me here that you are quite capable. You have, once you actually make the decision, because you can put blinders on for your entire life. Once you decide to remove your blinders and deal with whatever the situation is, you have an innate natural strength within you, and you have the ability to focus once you've made that decision. It's about getting you to make the decision. So perhaps just pondering on this thing, and I'm saying that this is someone who knows that there's a tower coming. So you already know that there's an issue somewhere. And it's not a minor, like, oh my God, I forgot to hand in my homework at school. This is a big life event. It's something to look at, okay? Let's take a look at this. Tell me more about the injustice. Sorry. I said that's interesting. Well, maybe you're feeling like this, it's tied to this situation. You're feeling like this is victim mentality for me. It's jumping out at me a lot. Victim mentality. This is unfair. It's unfair. And it may be. But just because it is, sometimes things aren't fair, and you still have to deal with them and make decisions anyway, right? So once you deal with the fact that, yeah, it is unfair, don't take it personally, because what's happening, what I'm seeing here is a person that's taking something personally, and that's definitely something that you don't need to do. You need to release that. It's not easy to do. I know it's not easy. I know. Yeah, you see, it's a decision that has to be made, and you don't want to make it. You want to just focus on you're treating yourself to good things. You're focusing on making yourself, but it's fake though. It's possible for you to achieve this kind of satisfaction once you've dealt with whatever it is that's pending, dooming in the background there. But this is, at the moment, the inability to the inability to make a decision is creating this false sense of everything is okay, because you're just totally in denial about whatever that thing is that you have to deal with. And what you have to do, and it's your free will, you can decide to act or not act. Again, what I said in the beginning, to act and not act both have consequences. There's still going to be inaction is still an action, and you're going to have to deal with the consequences of that, the cause and effect of that. This is a turning point in your life. I don't know what it is, okay? But this is a big situation. And because it's big doesn't mean that it's, the end of the world. It's just something you have to deal with. It's something that's going to, once you've gone over that hump of denial, it's going to make you stronger. It's going to build your inner strength. It's going to make you a more focused, and it's just something you have to do. It's inevitable. You know what I mean? It's absolutely inevitable. There's only so much denial that you can have. By the way, I always believe that we have to create our own tower moments, unless we want to just I'm pretending nothing's wrong, and the universe will do it for you. God, whatever you want to call it. I call it the universe, universal energy, divine source energy, whatever. Whatever you want to call it. It will happen for you, and then it'll catch you off guard. It will catch you unprepared. That's when it becomes a tragedy. That's when it becomes, oh my gosh, my life is a disaster. Because even though the signs and the clues have been there, you've been in denial, putting your blinders on, not wanting to deal with it because, I can't. And then, the tower will come. It'll happen anyway. So why don't you, knowing that it's going to happen anyway, prepare yourself. And that way you're not caught off guard, you're not surprised, you're not all of those things, so that it perpetuates a feeling of victim mentality. You're not a victim. Nobody is a victim. We all have the ability, yes, bad things happen, but then we all have the ability to turn that around and to make that an empowering moment for you. We all have that ability if we decide not to become victims within our minds, within our spirit. You know what I mean? You have to make a choice. And you're not sure what it is, but that's why quiet time, journaling, researching, all of those things, spending time on it. Spending time, this is for you. This is for yourself, for your well-being, for your future. So it's something that you should dedicate time to. Maybe it's about allowing people to help you. Maybe that's what it circles back to the original card of allowing you give, but allow yourself to receive. Maybe the receiving is receiving assistance, receiving guidance, receiving advice, receiving money. Maybe you need money for a lawyer. Maybe you need, because the justice card is here. There's a bunch of stuff that it could be. All right. Hold on. So then Let's look at the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. This is someone who doesn't have balance. There's an imbalance of family and work. Perhaps you are working a lot to avoid, because it's easier to do that and avoid personal life stuff, because I'm too busy at work. I keep myself busy. Maybe you're working towards a goal of, building a financial stability for yourself, but there's other things. Maybe you're finding like, oh my gosh, how come I'm not moving forward with my finances? It could be about finances, especially because it's the Pentacles here. It could be about finances. How come I'm not getting ahead? How come? Because there's maybe something else that you're not dealing with. Because, it's energy. Prosperity, money, all of that is energy. And it won't flow into your life if there's other areas that are stagnant. It all has to be flowing. It all has to be balanced and in harmony. Tell me about the Queen of Pentacles. No, I don't know how that happened. I didn't notice that. Okay. I'm feeling a lot of ego here. Oh, proud. I'm too proud to accept assistance from someone, so I have to do it myself, That's tough. You have to be able to use your intuition here. You're being asked to use your intuition, to use your discernment, to be able to plan for your future. You have to use common sense also. But it feels like there's someone here focused on the superficial aspects of recognition at work. I'm working hard and people are praising me or giving me recognition. I'm getting raises and bonuses, and those are things, those are titles that are important to people. So for me, they're now important. But I don't know if that's making sense. I don't know if that's the actual example that I wanted to give. I gave it, but whatever. There's something you got to look at. I don't know what it is. But you're wanting to build wealth. You're wanting to I'm seeing a person that's really focused on, they've become a workaholic, or they're working really hard, which sounds great. But if you're working really hard to make a lot of money, to do whatever it is that you think is a good thing to do, you're avoiding another area of your life that's going to cause this tower, and this will fall apart too. All this work, you're putting all this work, and you're not getting the recognition, and there's still victim mentality here. Excuse me. Spirit is saying use your intuition. Pay attention to what's going on in your life. Pay attention to the signs that you're receiving so that you know where to focus your attention. It's fine to work hard, but it's in reverse here. She's in reverse. It's not like she's thriving and blossoming and achieving, because it's the flow naturally of what's happening in her life. Like she's stuck somehow. She's not using her intuition. She's in reverse here. She's not focusing on everything that's important in her life. Okay? I'm going to leave it there because I feel like I'm repeating myself, which I tend to do. Let's get a guidance for them, Spirit. I think they know what they need to do. Oops. You can do anything right now. Is this the Queen of Pentacles? No, I think this is the Queen of Wands. I don't know. I never remember what. She's passionate, charming, brilliant, independent. There's something about independence here that's very important to you. But there's independence from... There's independence that could be healthy and unhealthy. The independence that's healthy is the one where you are able to take care of yourself because you have a you're well-rounded and well-balanced, and you don't technically need anything from anyone. But remember, the original card here, it said, now it's time for you to learn how to graciously receive. It's not just about, oh, I can do everything on my own. Sometimes there's a need for a community that gives and takes, right? That's part of the natural law of the universe, is to have that. That's how things flow. You can't just be giving, giving, giving. Where's the flow state there? Where's the flow? There's also receiving. Receiving is something that's important. It's important. You can do anything right now. Go after what you want. The ability to attract helpful people. You see? You have the ability to, there's something there. There's something about someone helping you, or maybe a group of people. It may be an attorney, it may be legal advice, it may be whatever it is, financial advice, and a financial advisor to maintain or to know how to invest your finances, whatever it is. There's something about receiving help. So ponder on that, because I have a feeling you have a difficult time with that. That's something for you to really, really analyze. All right, Leo, I hope this has helped someone. Thank you for watching. Till the next message, stay blessed. Bye-bye.